Shook a lot of hands, high-fived a lot of fans, but that's the feeling. A lot of fans are walking out of that building feeling like the next time we come in here, it could be in the NBA Finals.
All right, guys. Monica McNutt now joins us, as always, on the call, on the radio call on ESPN New York. Monica, you know, you got to have Hart.
Got to have it.
Oh, look at you.
You literally can't live without it, okay? Like, come on, let's roll with it. I just think, and he was out here. I decided not to be a jerk and harass him. But I was glad that he powered through that 0-for-3 start from the first quarter. I mean, you guys all saw it. He's a guy that plays with his heart on his sleeve, and he was visibly frustrated. But to finish the game 5 of 10, that's why shooters got to shoot to get hot and shooters got to shoot to stay hot, baby. But in addition to that, 7 assists and 4 rebounds, just an all-around game. And we talked about this pregame. Han, you, me, and Novak. When you get to this point in a season, you got to have multiple ways that you can win, multiple guys that you can go to, and tonight was a fantastic demonstration of that.
Yeah, you know, Monica, I was thinking of your line throughout the game of shooters shoot to get hot, shooters shoot to stay hot. And that's really was the guys were looking at Josh going, figure it out, man. Yep. You're open. You know you can hit them. Start shooting with confidence. That one time when he threw the ball away, and it's like, no, they gave it right back to him. Sometimes you need your teammates to look at you and show confidence. And didn't you see that from them in Josh Hart tonight?
Without question. In fact, once those guys were actually subbed out in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson was still having some sort of conversation with him. And so I think you look to one another. Josh Hart is definitely a highlight of this game. That's the name that we'll see in the marquee. But when you go up and down this roster, shooting 51% from the field as a team, holding your opponent under 100 points in the playoffs in the year 2026 of NBA basketball, there is an accountability that is just undeniable happening with this group right now.
And Monica, it seemed like throughout the season there were ups and downs. There were times where Cat wasn't sure about his role. There were guys that struggled. In a long season, you expect that. But now we're sitting at a point where this Knicks team has won not 9 regular season games in a row, which was their longest streak of the season, but 9 playoff games in a row. What do you think clicked? What has been the biggest difference? Was it chemistry? Is it a guy playing a different way? Is it just shot making? We're talking about playoff games, and it's 9 in a row. What do you think it is that is the difference versus the ups and downs that we saw?
Well, Novak, Mikal Bridges was our post-game interview for our radio broadcast, and I basically asked him that, like, what are you guys leaning on, and how much of last year's experience in this moment has moved you forward? And he said, look, we got tighter through last year's experiences. We know, he used that word, accountable. We know we can hold one another accountable. We're coming in hungry and undeniable. And I think to me, and you guys know, because you all have hooped, I think when you say that you are hungry, there is the cute hungry, and then there's the hungry that has no limits. And I think that's sort of what we're seeing. And when I say no limits, I mean, okay, my role may have changed. Okay, I'm not getting as many shots. Okay, they need me to defend. Like, doing things outside of just the cute stuff in terms of basketball. Like tonight, I thought we saw some really good defense in terms of guys fighting to stay with guys through screens, from Bridges, from Anunoby, from Shamet. Like, just being willing to be a star in your role, whatever that may be, and however it may change game to game.
Monica, Knicks defended home court.
Yeah,
2-0 commanding lead. They looked really good, well, for most of this game, and they stole game 1. What do you think we're going to see from the Cavs in game 3 moving back to Cleveland?
Wally, I'm okay. So I'm thinking about this one because guys, quietly, and maybe not so quietly because we saw it happen in the Philadelphia series, the schedule significantly favors the New York Knicks. They're the fresher team, they're the rested team, they're the deeper team. I have good reason to believe that Donovan Mitchell is not quite right, and that's not just because of his performance, but just bopping around the arena today, talking to some folks in his camp. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure what the Cavs can dig up in terms of competing with the Knicks team that's playing this well, because we talked about it. You plug one leak, another has sprung. Home court advantage, all of that might give them some energy. But I don't know, Wally. Like, and I was telling myself, I was one that thought the Philly series was going to go longer, and we saw the way that they handled that one. So, I guess the only thing that I can say with confidence, that is, if this team is continuing to play this way on both sides of the floor, that's going to be a tough out for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
By the way, Mitchell did go for 26, but didn't look 100%. Monica, to your point. As always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Saturday with the series in Cleveland for game number 3.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, so Kenny Atkinson, Long Island native, of course, was a one-time coach of the Nets, coached the Warriors as an assistant with Mike Brown on the team that won the title in 2022, but he's got a big problem right now, down 2-0. Here are his post-game comments.
Not going to go where they want to go. They're not going to be able to beat that next level team or even close out this series.
One of the strategic approaches, let Josh Hart shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that didn't work tonight.
Well, now they're in trouble. And if he can continue to do this, they are even more bona fide championship contenders. Because what he does all over the floor, it's irreplaceable. His defense, his rebounding, his intangibles, his loose balls, like the smarts that he plays with. Now when he looks to score, I mean, he becomes just a superstar level player and an all-star level player when he looks to be effective on the offensive end of the floor. So whoever they play, if you can't game plan against him and let him shoot, that's big problems for the opponents.
So you got Hart going for the 26. Turns out Jalen Brunson didn't have to score a ton. Did go for 19. Also a career playoff high, 14 assists. It's tonight's dime drop presented by Corona. A lot of dimes, Steve, from Jalen Brunson tonight.
Well, he's just got so many tools in his tool belt. He can facilitate, he can shoot the three, he can score in the paint. And I think you saw in this series so far, 2 games, he is 2 for 13 from 3. But guess what? Who cares? Because he's facilitating, he's getting 14 assists. Wally was joking at the break. He said he loves seeing his roommate get going. He was finding him. But I think you're right. He has a true joy and a happiness with those kind of passes, making it happen. And as long as this group is shining, if you're willing to take $100 million less to play here because you want to be here, guess what? You want to make sure your legacy is in good hands, and it sure seems to be right now.
No question. And I think this is just like Mike Brown came in and he wanted the team to trust each other and not just play iso ball. And 14 assists Jalen Brunson had. I mean, how many times in years past have we said the Knicks can't win because Jalen has the ball in his hands all the time and he doesn't get everyone else involved and you can't win a championship iso one-on-one? Well, that's different this year, and these are the numbers that prove it.
Only took 4 shots in the first half.
Yeah.
Only scored 2 points in the first half, and the Knicks were still up at the half by 4 points. What's amazing to me, guys, and you're the former player, he's always able to acclimate his game to what the team needs. Yeah. He had everybody else scoring tonight, focused on passing.
Well, and I think when you can score the ball, you can win a lot of regular season games. But when you can take what the defense gives you and you have the guys around you who can step up, and that's one trend we've seen all year long. If it's Josh Hart stepping up, last game if it was Landry Shamet stepping up for a while, Mikal Bridges struggled at times this year, all of a sudden he's a new player. Guys like Jordan Clarkson, you just think about the guys that have come in and stepped up. And so for a guy like Jalen Brunson, he would probably not pass the ball if he didn't think he had guys who could get it done, but he does. And so what a great job by this front office to put those pieces around him and to allow him to be the star that he's been, shooting or facilitating.
No question. Bridges was 9 for 12 tonight. I mean, the guy doesn't miss. He hasn't missed in the playoffs since Game 4. The Game 3 in Atlanta. I mean, it seems like every single game he's over 50%. And there were some habits that had to be broken on the way the team was played and coached last year. And I think now we're seeing the way some of those habits are broken. The ball's in other people's hands. The ball's moving a lot more, a la Golden State Warriors. I mean, Mike Brown coached under Steve Kerr. He brought that offensive philosophy to this team. It took a while for this team to believe in it and trust in it. And now that we're seeing the trust, fall through and actually be, come to fruition, this team is impossible to guard the way they're playing. I mean, these statistical numbers, 52% from the field, 36% from 3. In the playoffs, that's when the defenses are locked in on you. They know exactly what you're running every single time down the floor. You remember, we used to watch film, we had discs, we had this and that on each individual play. You knew exactly what the other team was doing every single game in a 7-game series, and the Knicks are just finding ways to score no matter what.
You know what's interesting? We talked a lot about Cat being the hub of the offense. Only 1 assist for him tonight. The other approach has been ISO Jalen Brunson. Didn't have ISO Jalen Brunson tonight. So what was it, just complete ball movement among all 5 starters? Because the approaches that we've seen leading up to tonight weren't necessarily present tonight.
No, you're right, and I think it just speaks to the versatility of this group. And I know we were having a conversation during Game 1. You said, how in the heck can you just give Cat the ball, allow him to facilitate, and everybody just figures it out immediately? You said, is it something they already had in place, or are they that skilled that they can adjust? And I think tonight is another example of that, where you can make adjustments because you have the luxury of the versatility that this group plays with. And a guy like Mikal Bridges is versatile. You think about an OG Anunoby. You think about just the ability of what we just talked about with Jalen Brunson to be so many things, to wear so many hats, and to be a different guy. This is a guy who, he's one of 6 guards in NBA history in 50-plus playoff games to average 30 or more points. We're talking about how few of points he scored he's willing and able to do so much more. But it's part him. It's part, like you said, Coach Brown, his willingness to put in a great offense. But it's also this whole group, the guys he has around him, ability to step up and deliver when he plays like that.
The adjustment tonight was they're not going to guard Josh Hart. He's going to be our guy. He was the leading scorer. And the Knicks just said they take what the defense gives them. And that's a coaching adjustment, too. It's a player adjustment. He made a couple threes. They're locking down on Towns. They're locking down on Brunson. They're like, they're leaving this guy wide open? All right, here you go. Here you go, Josh. Go for 26. Go for 5 threes. That's an in-game adjustment that's very well done by this team. And it's a veteran team, so they can figure this type of stuff out. And that's why other teams are shaking their heads and like, how do we stop these guys?
All right, Plaza 33 Watch Party presented by Experience Abu Dhabi.